Ernest Hemingway lived a life that felt larger than fiction, a man driven by adventure, love, and a restless search for meaning. Born in 1899 in Oak Park, Illinois, he grew up surrounded by nature, fishing, hunting, and learning the values of courage and discipline from his father. But there was always a wild spark in him, a hunger for experience that could not be contained by a quiet town. When World War I broke out, Hemingway volunteered as an ambulance driver in Italy, where he was badly wounded. That brush with death changed him forever and planted the seed of the themes that would define his writing: pain, love, war, and loss. After the war, Hemingway moved to Paris in the 1920s, joining a group of writers and artists later called the Lost Generation. Life in Paris was both beautiful and chaotic. He spent his mornings writing in cafes and his nights drinking and debating about art, life, and truth. He was young, confident, and passionate, but he was also haunted by the memories of war. His experiences became the foundation for his early novels, such as The Sun Also Rises and A Farewell to Arms, which captured the disillusionment of his generation. Readers were drawn to his raw and simple style, but behind that simplicity was deep emotion and struggle. Hemingway's life was filled with love, yet marked by heartbreak. He married 4 times, each relationship beginning with fire and ending in pain. His first wife, Hadley, gave him stability, but he betrayed her for ambition and adventure. His second wife, Pauline, shared his passion, but not his restlessness. His third wife, Martha Gellhorn, a war correspondent, matched his courage, but clashed with his ego. His last wife, Mary, was loyal, yet helpless as she watched him spiral into despair. Hemingway loved intensely, but his relationships were often consumed by his inner battles and his thirst for freedom. He was drawn to danger and excitement. He covered wars as a journalist from the Spanish Civil War to World War II and hunted lions in Africa and marlin in the Caribbean. He lived as if he was racing against time, always seeking the next thrill, the next great story. Yet his adventures were often escapes from his own darkness. He suffered from depression and fear of failure, and as fame grew, he felt trapped by his own legend. Hemingway's home in Cuba became both a paradise and a prison. Surrounded by the sea, he wrote some of his greatest works, including For Whom the Bell Tolls and The Old Man and the Sea. The latter earned him the Pulitzer Prize and later the Nobel Prize in Literature. He seemed to have everything: success, recognition, and adventure. But inside he was breaking. Years of injuries, alcoholism, and mental strain began to take their toll. He started to lose confidence in his writing, the one thing that had always given him purpose. He believed that he could no longer create something worthy, and that thought tortured him. He also feared the government was watching him, which was later revealed to be partly true, as the FBI did keep files on him. His health declined both physically and mentally, and he was hospitalized several times for depression and shock therapy. The treatments left him confused and weak, robbing him of the sharp mind he once had. By 1961, Hemingway was a shadow of the man he had been. The fearless adventurer who had survived war wounds and near-death experiences could not survive the weight of his own mind. One quiet morning in July, he walked into his home in Ketchum, Idaho, and ended his life with a shotgun. The world mourned the loss of a writer who had captured the beauty and brutality of life with unmatched honesty. Hemingway's death was tragic, but his life left behind a legacy that endures across generations. His writing redefined modern literature with its simplicity, courage, and truth. He taught readers that real strength comes not from perfection, but from enduring pain with grace. His characters lived with bravery and loss just as he did. Even in his darkness, Hemingway remained a man of feeling. He loved deeply, fought fiercely, and wrote truthfully. His adventures were not just about excitement, but about searching for meaning in a world full of chaos. His tragedy reminds us that even the strongest souls can carry invisible wounds. Ernest Hemingway's story is not just about his novels or his fame. It is about the human struggle to find purpose through pain, to chase love even when it hurts, and to live fully even when it costs everything. His life burned brightly like a flame that refused to fade quietly. And though his end was filled with sorrow, his words still live on as proof that art can rise from suffering and that even the most restless hearts can leave behind something eternal.